and really you can't really take away evil spirits. Are always gonna be here and to mess with you as well. That's just what it is. Our ancestors had the common basic knowledge of that. Also because of our past traumatizing events from our past lives, man. Me, myself, and that's why Jake's are, it's Jake's are, and even Edomites I know this as well. The Edomites also, those that are more scared, also because we had them in slavery, we probably traumatized them as well. And that, even in their kingdom, they still have that. Because I noticed some Edomite chicks that I look at, they're just around me and they're scared. I see they're scared. Their spirit is scared because I know probably in the past life I probably scared and torched somebody in front of them, and they're that way, I guess. Because like I heard this Edomite say one time, he said, one time these Edomites were like, DNA, the torture that was put on slaves, the torture can be imprinted in their DNA. Some wicked shit like that, Which I know he was taking shots at me, sneak this shots at me. But my spirit was just confounded and ashamed, and I shamefaced, and that part of curses as well. So yeah, Edom's gonna pay though. Because let's say somebody beats your ass, are you just gonna smile and be like, okay, you can beat my ass again? No. The Most High is gonna pay Edom, man. But I don't dwell on that because I know that I got something to look forward to. Lord willing, if the Most High has mercy upon me, the kingdom, man. I mean, birds God told themselves that every morning, man. I would just want to be in the kingdom. I just wish the kingdom was here, man. And I said that out loud walking to work this morning, man. I just want to be in the kingdom. I wish I was just in the. I wish we were just in the kingdom right now. But it's not gonna work out that way. It's gonna work out how the Most High wants it to work out, baby. So yeah, man, that's crazy. Yeah, This is our main baby right here. This is the Bible here, the scriptures. This is our main baby right here, man. Wisdom is our main wife, man. Even back there, if you can hear it, I don't even know. I'm confused. Wisdom is our main wife, though, man. Okay? Wisdom before anything else. And what is wisdom? The fear of the Most High. And that's actually, if you think about it, that's real respect right there. To fear somebody is real actual respect, not love, man. To fear somebody is real actual respect, not love, yeah, man. Um, to fear the Most High is actual respect. Is fear, not love. That's why when you first come into this truth, you catch much hell when you first come into this truth. So you can be proven and fear the most, have fear of the Most High. Count this Obadiah chapter 1 verse 9. And thy mighty men of Teman shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Because by the end of Edom's, I would say, service or servitude, by the end of his servitude, he's gonna have to be cut off completely. All Edomites, bloodline of Edom, is gonna be wiped away. Which is gonna be one of the greatest gifts of the Most High to the earth, man, to whole humanity in its existence. Obadiah chapter 1, continuing on to verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, Jacob are the Israelites here on this side. If your father goes back to one of these tribes, you are a Hebrew Israelite. Only if your father goes back to it. Because the seed line, the heritage is carried by the father. Okay, the woman is just the egg. That's it. Verse 10, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. 11, in the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that strangers carried away captives his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou wast as one of them. 12, but thou shouldst not have looked on the day of thy brother, in the day that he became a stranger, neither shouldst thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. That's the so-called black. In the day of their destruction, there shouldst thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Neither shouldst thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress, man. And that's Edom today. The scripture reads, don't agree with man more than he is. And Edom has been doing that still to this day. You are gonna pay for that, man. Put it used in the air and shit. Which, you know, it's probably still in the air today. Right now, you know. Put in the chemtrails, man. Put in GMOs out there. Because even your scientists and your doctors, all you them, they're already up on Esau's games, man. They already know about GMOs. It's a regular thing now. It's becoming a common thing now. Just like this word is becoming a common thing. Like, you know, all these celebrities, they all know they're Israelites. But are they going to repent and turn back to the Most High? No. Proving you it's not for everybody. And proving you that they are wicked, you know, because they are not going to give it all up to turn and follow the Most High. And leave their temporal pleasure for a season, man. One, because they ultimately don't have faith in the Most High. Two, they're wicked. And three, they love this kingdom. And ultimately, the Most High didn't choose them. He did not choose them. Because he has favorites. And Yahushua has favorites. That's all it is, man. That's all it is. Just like in your life, you have that friend you hang out with. You have that friend, who's alright. Well, the same with the Most High, man. Just like with women, you got the woman, what type of woman you like, with the specific, the features and structure of her face, all that shit. And then you have these other women, who are decent, and they're second, and then third, fourth. What makes you think the Most High ain't the same, man? He is the same. But that's Obadiah right there. Obadiah, the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, we're in verse 11. In the day that stands on the other side, and the day that strangers carried away captive his forces, spoken proudly, and there is distress. 13, thou shouldest, and what's that talking about? In 70 AD, when the Romans came, and the Epiphanes, one of the 4 generals, Alexander, came and took over Jerusalem and succeeded on it. That's what it's speaking about right there. And various other times. Back here, when we were here on the southern, asterisk, known as asterisk, this here America, known as asterisk, the Americas here. When Gad was here, Reuben, Ephraim, Northern Kingdom was here and came here to try to keep the laws here that they couldn't keep in their own land. When Columbus, Hernan Cortez came here and conquered the Mesoamerican tribes, the lost tribes of Israel, who they knew and know are Israelites, because in the same journal of Columbus, he writes, these are Jews, they refer to themselves as Jews. The Aztecs would go to Gad and they would sell him, give him horses. And they told him, oh, Reuben's just over there, he's close by. They kept something known as the Passover. He introduced himself as from the tribe of Reuben, and the Aztecs would have this holiday where they eat unleavened bread for a certain number of days. You have artifacts, real life artifacts they found with stones that have the 10 Commandments in the Paleo Hebrew. Alexander is referred to in the Bible. Proven the Bible is real. It's a real historical, factual, and spiritual, and actual book. Most High is sick, man. Damn. The Most High is a sick madman, man. The Most High is a man of war. The Most High is his name. Yahweh is his name, man. Let's get that here. Yahweh is his name. This Exodus chapter 15, verse 3. The Yahweh is the man of war. The Yahweh is his name. That's an innocent, pure name. You gotta respect that, man. Okay. Yeah. We see the Portuguese, man. Okay. The God of war. We see the Portuguese. The Portuguese. Okay. It was like more blood. Okay. He used the Mexica tribe to conquer all the other tribes in that time, and they did the Triple Alliance, and that's where you got the sacrifice. They were sacrificing for the Most High more blood. He wanted more blood. The Most High is a man of war. Okay, you got the Aztec calendar. That's where it says Issachar knew the times. That's where you get the Aztec calendar from. Okay, so proving the Most High is sick, man. He's a man of war. You know? This is Micah 2, verse 11. If a man walking in the spirit and false should do lie. And look at David. Look at David, man. This Micah 2, verse 11. If a man walking in the spirit and false should do lie, saying, I will prophesy unto thee of wine and strong drink. So, talking about, oh, here, drink this wine, drink this Hennessy. It will make your life better. That would be the prophet for our people there, man. He shall even be the prophet of this people, man. So yeah, man, that's what. Okay, prophesy smooth things, prophesy deceits. Okay. Okay, you had a guy with the scalping, and a guy who knew how to use the horses, the arrows. Because really, Gad was the first to be an expert at every weapon. Because that's what's his blessing from Jacob. Gad was a troop. So Gad knew how to use every weapon, man. The horse, the bow, the arrow, the dart heads, even for smoke signals. The war paint he had, the running, guy was swift as a roe, the scripture reads, because they could run. So that's also proving you that Gad is part of the Israelites. He fits the blessing, and all these tribes here, you can't tell me they don't fit the curses or their blessings. You know, Simeon and Levi, you have Simeon and Levi who are brothers, it reads. And that's why their land are close to each other. You got Haiti, and then you have the Dominican Republic. right next to each other, because proving you their blessing and just showing you how amazing it is the Most High works it out, the prophecies to fit perfectly, man. You know, you got Asher, Natalie, okay? Their blessings are very similar, you know? Their land is fruitful. You got Asher, it was Brazil, the Brazil rainforest. It says his land is nutrient. His bread is fat, his bread is good. That's Asher naturally. You got a lot of corn down there, which is a proven fact. The Amazon rainforest is one of the second largest rainforests, and that's in Brazil. And that fits the blessing that the Most High Jacob gave to Asher, and Ephraim. Asher. Shalakia. You know, you got Zebulon, Guatemala to Panama. Their land is a sea of boats that's going through their land, where the ship goes, because it's a seaport. And basically, I forgot the specific name, but it's basically like going into the land where it is in the middle of another land, two other bigger lands, and that's where the ships go in. Because they got a lot of banana, a lot of coffee as their crops and stuff. You got Reuben, the Seminole Indians. Reuben, which this blessing reads in Genesis 48, where Jacob's giving the blessings to his 12 sons. Reuben going into the honor of the strength, showing the strength, because the firstborn shows the strength of the father. So Reuben, going into Reuben, he was one of the tribes that was the hardest and the slowest Edom could take down, because they just kept fighting, and they actually were that guerrilla warfare. They get it from Reuben. Guerrilla warfare, Reuben started that. And they were just getting so good. It took years. These battles took years, as Edom would lie and tell you it was easy. No, it took years for him to actually take down these tribes, man. Because we are not weak people, man. We are warriors, and we are philosophers, and we are scholars, man. No? You got Ephraim and Manasseh, their blessing, which reads, Ephraim shall be greater than Manasseh, because don't get it wrong, Manasseh is great, and he is the older, but really the blessing was given to Ephraim, you know, because Ephraim's actually greater than Manasseh, the Cuban, so-called Cubans, and the so-called Puerto Ricans. And it says Ephraim is very fruitful. His branch goeth over. Going into how Ephraim's so separated. You got a lot of, in the war you had a lot of Ephraimites, Puerto Ricans that went to Vietnam, the Vietnam War. And that's where now you got a lot of Ephraim mixed in there. That's why it also reads, Ephraim is a cake not turned. So showing you he's fruitful. And Ephraim was really the first tribe to start coming here to America. And then after that, a lot of Puerto Ricans. And then after that, all the other tribes came, you know. But yeah, man. And then Benjamin, you got Benjamin. It says he is a wolf. He shall devour at night and take the spoil by the morning. going into what Benjamin's gonna do, and also his songs that he wrote. A lot of Jamaicans were really the first ones, who, don't get it wrong, Judah also was doing that, but it was more like a gospel. The Jamaicans, the so-called Jamaicans, the tribe Benjamin really started where they were talking about Babylon, and because you see a lot of Jamaicans, they be like the Lion of the Heart of Judah, because he's the righteous son. And going into that word, he shot a barrel at night. Going into where we are now here in Babylon, we are here right now at night. This is known as the night. He shall come as a thief in the night. And also in Job it reads, the wicked shall devour him on every side. Which wicked also going into laborer. And that's what we are. Then you got Levi, who is, which blessing is Levi and Simeon. Their blessing was together. A double portion was their blessing. Their blessing was two, both similar. Yeah. Levi and Simeon are brothers, going into their land, being close. And also it reads of Levi, thy anger, let not thy curse come into my ears. Going into their voodoo and their Santeria, Levi and Simeon. Doing a lot of voodoo and Santeria, because also you had a dude known as Tacky, who was a rebellion. There he used a lot of voodoo, the smoke, to try to win the war. Malachi chapter 1 verse this Malachi 2 verse 7. I'm gonna start at verse 4 though. And then you shall know that I have sent this commandment unto you, that my covenant might be with Levi, said Yahweh of hosts. Verse 5. My covenant was with him of life and peace, and I gave them to him for the fear wherewith he feared me, and was afraid before my name. Save the law of truth was in his mouth, and iniquity was not found in his lips. He walked with me in peace and equity, and did turn many away from iniquity. 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of the Yahweh of hosts. 8. But ye are departed out of the way, ye have caused many to stumble at the law, ye have corrupted the covenant of Levi, saith the Yahweh of hosts. 9. Therefore have I made you contemptible and base before all the people, going into Levi's land, the Haitians, their land, the so-called Haitians, and their situation that they're in now. Because over there in Haiti, you had that one hurricane, and those natural disasters by the Most High, and they were starting to eat their dung. They were eating mud cakes, because that's going into how much the Most High cursed Levi, also because he was the lawgiver, and he was going off, doing voodoo and sorcery and all that type of wicked shit, man. Left-handed magic.